Diddy, he's currently obviously serving, his sentence out at Fort Dix in New Jersey. So now everybody is wondering what's Diddy's first Christmas and what his first New Year's is going to be like in prison. So we all know that it's going to be a far cry from his lavish luxury lifestyle, his mansions, and all his holiday parties. No, he's going to be having, you know, correctional style facility, institutionalized type of holiday. Okay. So we just had Thanksgiving. So yeah, he had his special holiday meal then. Okay. So this is his Christmas options. They said his meal is likely to include baked Cornish hen, mashed potatoes, or cornbread dressing, mixed veggies. Okay, but he can also go to the commissary too. If he does not like that, he can go to the commissary. But that's what their holiday style meal is for Christmas, and pretty much similar for New Year's too. So for New Year's, the meal options is baked fish or grilled beef with a tofu lo mein for people who are vegan. Those are your options, okay? So the inmates, whenever it's a holiday, the inmates, again, they're able to play dominoes, they're able to play card games, they're able to do all kind of fun things. Basketball tournaments, soccer, mansion parties. They can do whatever they want, okay? But be the usual Diddy holiday where in the past, Diddy would be, if it was a party, he would be doing his all white. He would wear designer outfits, have his yachts, his family, his friends. It was filled with celebrities, and they all, had a great nightlife, and they all just pretty much did whatever they wanted. But Diddy's meals is going to be very simple. So I guess the most fun he's going to have is playing the dominoes, playing basketball outside, talking to the actual people. It's going to be very simple. It's not going to be glamorous, It would be nice if Diddy had a glamorized, and we could actually see it, but I'm sure if we're talking about Diddy, my assumption, this is what I'm imagining Diddy's going to be doing. Diddy has a cell phone, okay? The ones that they sneak in and they pay each other like, yo, I got these ramen noodles. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so he's going to be like, man, you better let me borrow that phone. My girl on the outside, I want to talk to her for the holiday. So Diddy's having, a normal life. If you're wondering what's Diddy going to be doing. The same thing me and you're doing. He's going to be mingling with the inmates. That's the only difference. It's not going to be, what you're expecting. Okay. Okay. So Cornish hen, potatoes, vegetables, bread, rolls, dinner rolls, basic side desserts. Those are the holiday meals for the inmates. Except for it's obviously going to be in an institutionalized setting, less glamorous than the type of holiday parties me and you have, okay? So it's going to be in a regular dining hall type of scenario, okay? Where the inmates, they're all going to be eating together, okay? So that's pretty much, it's that simple. It's going to be yard time. That's going to be obviously the most fun they can have, getting out of their dorm. That's going to be when it gets good for them. Because imagine if you're locked up all day 24/7. Imagine that. You're just happy just to get out. So I think that it's the same way for Derek Chavez. Derek Chavez, he's obviously not happy. He's wanting to get out still after what he did to George Floyd. But, he's going to be just having a boring time in prison. Reading books. I imagine that he's going to be reading lots of books for the holiday. Okay? So here's some other prison holiday style meals. Okay? They'll be having things like turkey, vegetables, potatoes, bread, dessert, fruit. Okay, so I guess similar to the festive meals you and me have. It's that simple. It's cafeteria style, okay? So yeah, it's not going to be too entertaining per se. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay. Okay, so that's kind of how Diddy's life is going to be. I'm not surprised. Actually, I'm actually more disappointed that I actually expected Diddy was going to get out. I'm talking about, this summer when he was in court, they should have actually released him then, but I guess they didn't want to, make the other side upset. So we understand why he's in prison, okay? But okay, so they said, so look, Diddy, he might not be home for the holidays, but this man, he's still living large, okay? Because they're trying to say that his menu, his holiday menu, is as good as, I guess his Thanksgiving meal that he just had. All right. So we do know that he's going to be in prison for a total of 50 months at, Fort Dix in New Jersey. Okay, so that's where he's going to be ringing in his Christmas, his New Year's. That's where he spent his Thanksgiving. And they said, so this is what his New Year's breakfast looks like. They said he's going to have possibly skim milk, like something similar to Frosted Flakes type of style cereal, whole wheat bread, a banana with a little jelly on the side. Okay. All right. So basically, this is what he had for Thanksgiving: mashed potatoes, corn, turkey. It looks like that was all he had for Thanksgiving. Okay. Okay, so they said Christmas shakes things up a bit. Diddy's getting baked corn hens as the main event, served with mashed potatoes, mixed veggies, cornbread, dressing. So that's all Diddy's going to be getting, folks. That's all he's going to be getting. And they said that the prison does have prayer oil that's similar to, obviously, the baby oil, if that's something that he wants to partake in buying at the commissary. Diddy can go ahead and buy that. But yeah, they said that Diddy is pretty much so far liked by everybody and that he's living it up in prison and that he's doing well. He's been smiling, So he doesn't have it so bad in prison, okay? I'm happy that Diddy's only getting 50 months because he did already serve a full year in jail when he was in New York. And you know what? Everybody should be given a second chance in life. That's what I do think. I do think that everybody makes mistakes and that, yeah, I'm sure after he spent time in jail that now he knows what it's like to be normal again because he was so used to his glamorous life. And then when it's all taken from you, that's when you realize I have to stop being like this. That was when he realized it. So, all right, you guys, I will see you on the next one.